Quartiles, range and interquartile range. Quartiles effectively split the data into 4 parts. So if we imagine that this line is our data, we can see these 5 points splitting the data into 4 parts. This end is the minimum value. Then we have the lower quartile, or Q1, the median, which we know about, Q2, it's also known as quartile 2, the upper quartile, or quartile 3, and then the maximum data value. We have examined before how to find the median. We're now going to look at quartiles. The median divides the data into 2 halves. So if we just take a very small amount of data, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, the median is here, and we get 2 halves. So a lower list and an upper list, like so. The lower quartile is the median of the bottom half, and the upper quartile is the median of the upper half. In other words, just in this gap here would be the lower quartile, and in this gap here would be the upper quartile. So apart from measuring the center of a data set, the average, we also need to have measures of dispersion of data, i.e. how spread out it is. Just to explain that a little further, we could have 2 data sets which have exactly the same median, but clearly these 2 data sets are quite different because this one is all close together and this one is very dispersed. And that's why we have not just measures of center, but measures of dispersion. The 2 we are going to examine here are the range. Now the range is very crude, it's just the maximum data value take away the minimum data value, and the interquartile range. The interquartile range is the upper quartile take away the lower quartile. Now, like the mean, the range can be affected by outliers. So let's suppose we had a tightly grouped data set like this, and then one value over here. The range is like this, but that doesn't really describe the majority of the data. The interquartile range has the advantage that outliers don't affect it. So the interquartile range might be in the middle like this somehow, and is a much better description of the majority of the data set.